Hi, good people. I hope your day is going well. YouTube, the disclaimers in the back of this document. I want to come in and talk about Alzheimer's and dementia. I'm in an older age now, so that is important to me. Uh, I had some information told to me by a doctor and some that I've studied on my own. uh, and I believe it came from my intuition. So I'm going to read some of this document since I only get 45 minutes to speak. I'm going to do less, and you guys, I made it legible for you could be able to see what I put in there. The esoteric meaning of the condition like dementia and Alzheimer's could be interpreted symbolically or physiologically beyond their medical and psychological aspects. In esoteric tradition, the mind and the conscious are often viewed as having multiple layers, and a loss of cognitive function might be seen as disconnecting from the material world or an experience of shifting between realities. Dissolution of the ego. In many esoteric systems, the ego is considered to be a construct of the mind that keeps us tethered to our sense of individuality and the material world. Alzheimer's and dementia might be seen as a form of dissolution of the ego, where the person gradually loses their senses of self and begin to merge with a more universal or formless state. This could be viewed as a spiritual dimension uh, transition, similar to the process of letting go of the attachments that bind the soul to the physical world. Now, accessing different reality, esoteric philosophies often speak of multiple planes of existence or dimensions of conscious. Dementia could symbolically represent an individual mind moving in and out of these different states. Some may believe that the person is not losing their mind, but instead of shifting between dimensions, encountering a deeper spiritual reality experiences and transition from the physical to the spiritual realm. The soul's journey, in some tradition, physical decline, especially in the mind, is viewed as a process of spiritual transformation or preparation for the soul next phase, be it reincarnating or afterlife. Dementia and Alzheimer's could be interpreted as part of this journey, where the mind releases its grasp and earthly concerns, possibly allowing the soul to prepare for the next step in its spiritual evolution. Now, loss of time and space. As people with dementia or Alzheimer's lack track of time and their sense of physical world, this could be seen esoterically as a temporary liberation from the constraints of linear time and space, providing a glimpse into a non-linear or more expansion consciousness. These interpretations are spectral and drawn from esoteric ideas that may have scientific backing, but they reflect the ways in which mystical, spiritual, and philosophical traditions have long grappled with questions of consciousness, memory, and the nature of self. The idea of dimension here is more metaphysical, and how a person experiences reality, memory, and identical. Now, I want to say this, and this is my personal download that I have received. It does not coordinate with scientists or um, professions in that field. From what I have what I understand, as there's many reasons why people go into dementia. Their time is up here, so the soul goes on, and the body is still here. Um, I don't understand why the body is still here. It could very well be for because of the love of the people that wants that connection still, but the mind of that person is gone on to other dimensions. Well, a dimension. Um, the other thing is it could be the trauma, the impact of trauma in their lives. They go into a safe haven place mentally, and they don't come out until the body is ready to go in that ground. These are my observations as well. I've been around quite a few people that have dementia. Some of them go into a place of balance, and so when you touch them, they fight you. Um, this is what I know. There is a magnetic field up there past the fourth dimension. Nobody down here gets past the fourth dimension. Nobody. You can say it all day and all night that you don't been in the seventh, the eighth, or whatever. You ain't going nowhere. You're not going anywhere. You're going right in the fourth dimension. There are many types of things going on in that fourth dimension. I know because my soul leaves my body every time I go to sleep at night. I know exactly where I'm at. I can see my body in that dimension. Um, and it looks like it is different phases of that fourth dimension. That's why when you talk about aliens from outer space or whatever, I don't see that. Those that are in the fourth dimension, I've seen quite a few forms that they have taken. And during my period of years, I used to be afraid. I'm not afraid of that anymore. Today, they kind of take the form of animals. Um, I think the last time I told you guys that there were seven entities that surrounded my bed, and they had faces of animals. And I asked them to leave, and they left. And because at that point I didn't understand who they were, and so I did not summon them, I did not call them, so they were illegally in my room, and so they had to go. If you have entities surrounding you, it's because you summoned them. But I wanted to give you an idea of where my head is regarding dementia, because I used to think, well, if this person lived a good life, because I've seen some people where, in my mind, they were living a good life, and then all of a sudden they go into the state of dementia. And the one person I was thinking about, one person in particular that I know that went and that one day the husband woke up, and the wife's mind was gone, but her body was still there. And she was a very, very, very kind person. Matter of fact, she was the most kindest person I've ever met in this earth. And I literally didn't see her doing any harm to people, or didn't doing harm, period. And she went into a state of dementia. And she was I would literally see them feeding her, clothing her, and she was still kind in that state, but her mind was in another dimension. Well, in the fourth dimension, because you're not going past that fourth dimension. I don't care what people say, you're not going past that fourth dimension. And the other thing too, those that don't have souls, you're not going in that dimension anyway, because you can't track. You're not spirit. You're not a spiritual being. That's why you love books. That's why you love articles. That's why you like people that you consider to be uh, profession in that subject. That's what you require. People that have souls, we don't require books. We don't require articles because we're spiritual beings and we understand things spiritually. Yet most those are in professions, they don't get into the spiritual aspects of what people experience. They're gonna talk according to the logic or the scientific. So what I'm saying has no bearing on what they know. They're going to tell you that what I'm saying is incorrect, and that's okay, because I really I can't express this to you guys enough. I really don't get caught up with you know or you don't know. I really don't. So it's not new. If it sounds new to you, then the best thing that you can do yourself is to go inside of yourself. And you're going to always hear me say, go inside of yourself. And then if you don't get no type of confirmation, once you go inside of yourself, you might want to check to see if you are soulless or a soul being, because soulless beings and soul being, they look alike. They all look alike. So I hope that you take this video with an open mind and go and do what is diligently due to you. Take care, good people.